Everybody, welcome back to the channel. Even though the market has been selling off for the past few weeks, there has still been some money making opportunities. In today's video, we're going to talk about a stock that is about to make a massive move next week and why y'all should keep it on your watch list. I'm also going to be answering some of you guys' questions like we always do here on this channel. Now, before we begin, do not forget to annihilate the like button on your way in. And also don't forget to click on that subscribe button along with that notification bell. That way you don't miss out on these videos. Alright. So let's begin. Right off the bat, we're not going to touch on the SPY because today is Saturday and I addressed my opinions on that one in yesterday's video. So we're gonna dive right to the point. The stock that is about to make a massive move next week. That stock is Tesla. All right, and we're gonna touch on Tesla. I gotta talk about it for a for a good reason. Y'all gonna like this for sure. If you look on the daily time frame, right, as y'all can see, actually let's move on to the 4 hour. Let's move on to the 4 hour. The reason why I think it's going to make a massive move is because of this. If you look on the chart, there is a tentative, meaning an attempt to make a reverse head and shoulders on the chart with the left shoulder right here, the head right here, and then the tentative right shoulder right here, which failed miserably. All right. Watch Tesla for a drop. It got below this previous level of support right over here at like $875, and it did so in this fashion. We're gonna zoom into the right shoulder, and as you can see, there is a descending triangle on the chart, and it broke down on Friday. All right, so definitely watch this one for a collapse all the way down to at least $880 before we see some type of bounce. All right, I definitely think that it's gonna get all the way down to these lows, maybe even go a little bit lower towards towards the 860s. All right, so definitely watch this one. And obviously, again, if you've been following this channel, we trade options, calls, and puts. In this scenario, that would be puts to make money on the way down. All right, that's how we do it here. For those of you who don't know that already, we trade options over here. So yeah, so that's my thoughts on Tesla. It has earnings on Wednesday afternoon. What's going to happen through earnings? Earnings is going to decide its fate. All right. They did have excellent delivery numbers previously, which pumped up the stock over here, but it's been dragged down by the market conditions. Now, again, like I said, earnings is going to decide its fate, whether it goes back up into the 900s or whether it goes down even more. All right. So that's my very honest thoughts on Tesla and why y'all should keep that on your watches for next week. Now, let's talk about you guys' stocks of interest. Again, y'all always ask some wonderful questions. Always do. And the first one that we're going to tackle immediately, that one is QCOM. All right, and Qualcomm. Now this one is relatively simple. I'm looking at it right now, and it looks quite simple. Like immediately, the first thing that I see is the failed bull flag. The failed bullish rectangle. The bullish rectangle is over here, right? And I'm pretty sure a lot of people were waiting for this thing to just break out and run. So we got the bounce in between here, bounce, 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 and then it tries to break out, and then it doesn't. It just keeps rolling over. All right, and this is not good. This is not a good sign at all. I think it's going to go down even more. I think it's going to collapse all the way down to like 150 for sure. Like I have seen this before, and I have showed you this before. For those of you who don't remember, we're gonna take another example of something that looks like this, and I think it might be on a smaller scale, maybe on a. We'll see what it looks like. So we're gonna go on the 5 minute or the 1 minute actually. Then we're gonna look at Roku, and then we're going to, let's see, we're going to do this. Okay, so yeah, so Roku showed the same thing, and it was right over here. I explained this to y'all with this bullish rectangle that failed right here. All right. So right now Qualcomm is right here. Qualcomm is over here chilling, and Qualcomm got all of this room to fall. All right. So if you look at QCOM, as you can see, it's right here, and it has all of this room to collapse right there. All right. So that's my honest thoughts on Qualcomm, and I hope that helps you for the person who asked about it. This is also an excellent stock to watch for next week for a massive move to the downside, meaning making money with puts. Okay. Now, the next one that we're going to talk about in today's video, we're going to talk about, somebody asked about MAR, and MAR provided an opportunity previously, like in these months. There was a massive bull flag on there. There was, yeah, the bull flag was here. It broke out, nice opportunities to make money, and then when it peaked at 171, it started to get choppy. And right now, this is not, it's actually moving quite well. It's being a little bit more resilient compared to the other stocks. This one is a hotel stock, and it's not being brought down so much by the overall market. It's just trading in between like 130 and 171. Just chop it in here. All right. So the best case, the people who are winning in this scenario, again, those who are holding iron condors, it's not moving much. It's not doing too much. So it's kind of like a safe haven. And as long as it chills in here, people who sold iron condors are banking on this thing. It has earnings coming up. It's probably gonna earnings is gonna be on the. Let me just go over here. Let me zoom in. Earnings is on the 15th. All right, so it got time. It got time to move around. I don't think it's gonna do too much. It's very choppy. I personally would not want to trade it because there's other stocks that have better structure that is just easier. Obviously, I can just tell you right now that it's gonna go down. Like it's gonna go probably to like 147. All right, there's some money to be made over here, but there is bigger opportunity somewhere else to the downside that I'm looking at. So that's my thoughts on MAR. The next one that we're gonna talk about is EXPE. Somebody asked about that one too. And EXPE is rolling over, and I think that it's going to drop to exactly 163 before we see a bounce. And that one is also, it's in the same category as MAR. Again, it's kind of similar bull flag actually. MAR performed a bit better, right? This one decided to play games, which we don't like. But again, there are still some money making opportunities on both stocks. They move pretty much in the same fashion, these two stocks. And right now, yeah, they're both gonna go down. So if you are trading MAR or if you're trading this, just watch for a drop, and then eventually it's gonna consolidate. It's gonna consolidate into earnings, and yeah, that's my thoughts on this one. And the next one that we're going to address, that one is, let's see here, that one is MA. All right, MA, payment processing company, and this one is also rolling over. As you can see on the chart, this is the daily time frame. You see these wicks right there? These are sellers slash short sellers and sellers right here, and more sellers right here. The next candle should be red right here. All right, so watch it for a drop all the way down to 345 very soon. I'm not bullish on this one. And also there is like this long-term trend right here, which may or may not be touched. It may or may not be touched. All right. I think it will. I think given the market conditions, I think it may get touched. I mean, somebody could argue that there is a left shoulder, a head, and a right shoulder, right? And could it break that and go all the way down to like 240? Maybe, maybe not. All right, but right now it looks like it wants to test that neckline, and it looks like earnings might actually help it. And that's a massive. That would be a massive drop actually. Definitely watch this one next week. It looks like opportunity. It does. All right. And yeah, that is the end of the video. Again, do not forget to annihilate the like button for the YouTube algorithm. As always, it helps the channel a lot. It allows more people to get this knowledge as well. Also, if you are new to the channel and you haven't done so already, definitely click on subscribe and click on the notification bell. along with all notifications. That way you don't miss out on the pre-market analysis videos, which are released from Monday to Friday at exactly 8:20 a.m. Central Time, and a post-market analysis videos like this one, which are released every single day in the afternoon. If you'd like to be part of a private Discord community where you can get this information in real time, you can find that as the first link in the description of the video below. If you're not found on social media, you can find me at Paul Nguma and at Technology Lab on Instagram and on Twitter and Facebook as well. All right. And lastly, if all of this is brand new to you and you would like to get started in the stock market, despite all of the FUD and all of the volatility, I left some very simple step-by-step directions in the description of the video below. Step 1 to step 3. It only takes about 10 to 15 minutes for you to get set up with all the tools you need to start trading immediately. You can also get 2 free stocks valued up to $1,850 right after signing up with Webull using the third link in the description of the video below. Once again, ladies and gentlemen, my name is Paul Nguma with Technology Lab, where we trade patterns and patterns only. And I will see all of you tomorrow night. All right.